back again. As you can see, I'm doing the top 10 defensive users. Hold on 1 second.
You always gotta put on that fake. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what you just say, it just gotta be right.
Like I said, I got the top to the 10 defensive users up here. This is a poll I took all your guys' votes, and I put one in myself. I think I got, let me look at my notes real quick. 27 entries. I think like 2 or 3 of them were joke entries. Maybe 1 or 2 was typos, things like that. But I really appreciate everybody who filled out the poll. The guys who filled out the joke poll, like I said, you know what I mean? It's funny and all, but I'm honestly trying to get your guys' views, so I'd like some real answers. But like I said, I appreciate everybody who filled it out. I'm happy that almost everyone did. But these are your guys' findings. Myself at 1, Scope at 2, Kobe at 3, Coke at 4, Greg at 5, and then Matt, B Hall, Leo, Legit, Matter, closing out the top 10. One big surprise I had was Cam wasn't on anybody's list, honestly, except for mine. I'm just being straight up. It was really funny to see that. I did mine in numerical order, and I put Cam at number 1. I actually took myself out. But I put Cam at number 1. Cam, I personally think, is one of the top user defenders, especially with the middle linebacker. But his peers didn't feel the same way, it seemed like. But like I said, that was a big shock to me that nobody had Cam on their list. And I guess he's feeling the pressure of the hot seat and Madden 20 and the algorithm because he's off to a slow start again. And he's got a pretty tough schedule. But more on the defensive users. What I noticed, all of the top 5 guys, though, these are the other 5 guys I do think are some of the top users. What I know about them and what separates them from other guys, they control different people, especially me. I know if you watch me play, I'm sure you guys see me play 100 times. I play too much in many different leagues, but using safeties and linebackers and corners and other people gives you that extra 0.5, 0.3 seconds. Do you know what I mean? For them to hold the ball a little longer and you get a sack. I think that something small stuff like that separates guys from some of the lesser users because they're afraid to be the safety. I mean, I'm just being honest. You guys give up touchdowns anyway, so who cares if you fuck up when you're playing safety and you give up a touchdown? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's how I think about it. I can't stop everybody from scoring every touchdown, but me picking, you know what I mean, plays that people aren't normally used to seeing and using people that people aren't used to seeing be user gives you an extra second to get a sack or confuses them and makes them throw a bad throw. And I really think that's something, at least in TFL, our top 5 guys do a lot. I know Kobe does it. Kobe plays similar to me. I think Kobe's got a really good user. He does a similar thing. Coke does that a lot. Plays with a non-linebacker, mixes up which side of the field he's on, things like that. Same with Scope. Scope switches up which side of the field he's on. He'll play the deep safety. You just don't know where he's going to be. And he's, like I said, I know that's what's going on in these guys' head. They're trying to confuse you guys, trying to get you to make a bad throw, trying to bait you into doing something, thinking they're out of position. But I think this is pretty accurate. Like I said, the only thing, like I said, there's no way I would do a top 10 of TFL's users and not put defensive users and not put Cam's name up there. But clearly you guys don't agree with me. But I got a little more things I want to go into. A couple other things I wanted to address. Let me pull them up real quick. I got some big Week 6 matchups. I was just looking forward. And in Week 6, there was a bunch of good games. Week 5, not really too many. Just like I said, like big matchups, divisional. You know what I mean? Powerhouses playing. And I got who I thought's been flying under the radar. Henny, Google, PJ, and Dab. I think, like I said, these aren't our top guys. We don't talk about them a lot. They're not dominating the playoffs or beating people by a lot, but I think they've been doing big things. They're having solid years this year. I think they've been running their team really well. I was looking at Google's team; it's stacked. Like he's made a trade with me, Scope, but on paper, I think Google's got one of the best teams moving forward. Henny as well. Henny's got a great team. He's got a lot of picks, a lot of young, good guys. Like I said, I was just looking through everybody's roster and who I was like the most. Like I said, these guys stuck out to me. PJ the same. As you can see, he's took some strides in his user and head-to-head games, winning a few more games here, but I think he's made huge strides in being a GM and running his team. He's got a pretty solid young team, and he's got 3 first-round picks this draft. He's just, like I said, he's got a lot of picks. He's got a decent young team. Like I said, if you can put 2 and 2 together, he might have a bright future in the TL, even at Madden 20 or 21 or 22, whatever. But like I said, I just want to shout out some guys that we normally don't bring up. Because they're not in the headlines, they're not winning the Super Bowl, they're not winning their division every year. But like I said, they did stick out to me that they were doing a good job. Like, so their teams are stacked, they're making good moves, focusing the right players, and building their team the right way. A few other honorable mention. I'd say Rock. Not this year, he's off to a slow start, but the last 2 years he's been to the playoffs, had a win. He's had a few down Maddens. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I knew this would be a good Madden for Rock. Like I said, I knew it was going to be conducive to the play style that he likes to do, and it's panned out. He beat Kobe. Guns came out. Somebody was going to die after that game. People were cheating. People were crying. But it's all love. It's just NFC North rivalry. And like I said, it's good to see some of our old heads be a little better at this Madden. Speaking of that, Murder finally has a winning record, I think, for the first time ever this year. He's beat Leo. He's having an alright year. He just lost to the Lions. But we'll see if he can continue on the opening season success and use that momentum. With Leo being 0-4, the division's pretty wide open, so we'll see how that goes. Also, Jay Diz, he's having a good year. His team's good. The teams in his division around him are closer to his now, so he has really no excuses. He's off to I think 2 or 3-1 start, and maybe he can win the division. Like I said, the Saints look pretty lost without Drew Brees. They're 0-3 or 4, so that division that he dominated the last 2 years is going to be pretty wide open. And we'll see which one of those guys, Henny, J Diz, or Google, can pull that one out. Other small TFL news. Pav smacked legit when they played in the head-to-head. There was a lot of trash talk going on before that one. I think he put 50 on him. He was in trouble of breaking another sportsmanship rule and losing DK for the rest of the Madden franchise. I think if he runs up the score again, he's not allowed to use DK even next year. But Coke is 1-3. The Red Dragons aren't looking too hot right now. He's just lost to the Bengals, so he's off to a slow start. Luckily, he's got a winnable division. So let's see if I'm sure he will turn around like he does. But also, the Ravens are off to a slow start. Like I said, Leo is 0-4. Legit's off to a slow start. It's pretty interesting first 4 weeks. A lot going on, a lot of moving parts. The Cowboys are undefeated. Zeke is rolling. I personally just lost the scope last night in a good game. He dotted me up with Rosen up and down the field, and I just made a couple bad throws with Locke in the red zone, and he pulled it out. But we're both tied up, and I'm sure he wasn't liking me not picking him to make the playoffs this year. And it looks like he's out to prove me wrong, and he started with me last night. But some of the big Week 6 games coming up, the Niners and the Hawks. Like I said, Leo's down. So their division is up for grabs, and the Hawks are 2-2. I think the Niners are 3-1. The Cowboys and the Vikings, that's going to be a big NFC game. They've had a bunch of good games. They played in the playoffs. Trash is rolling this year. Like I said, these are both run-heavy guys. Delvin Cook, Zeke should be a fun game to watch. They both got really good defenses. Jets, Pats, Greg, and Simba. It's always a good game. Always a lot of trash talk. You guys don't see most of it. Some of it's in the commish chat, but it's been a pretty good series going so far. Me and Cam, the way it's looking right now, that's a must-win for Cam. He can't lose too many, or he's in trouble. Like I said, of moving to bottom feeder status in TFL. As the user defender polls show that even the league doesn't think very highly of him. Skins and Packers, Matter and Kobe, that should be a good one. And the Titans and the Texans, OVO is off to a great start. He just traded for Mike Evans. I picked him to win the division. I've seen him play. He's really solid. And it's going to be cool to see what he does with the whole season to work with and see if he can join the AFC top dogs. But that's all I really had to say. Shout out to Bo again for running the Twitter, posting all the trades. I always appreciate that. I'm always going to shout you out. If you guys don't follow the Twitter, please do that. And good luck to everybody moving forward.